This is a podcast from the Angel News Network with author Joel Anastasi interviewing Ascended Master St Germain as channeled by Phillip Elton Collins.
Greetings, I am St Germain, supporting your spiritual evolution, not your political, economic, religious, or cultural revolutions. We of the higher realms are not allowed to interfere in these, but are here to give you tools to evolve beyond them. I assisted in creating the United States of America. Now it is up to you to maintain and sustain the United States of America. Your democracy is being challenged, not killed. These old 3D struggles, if you so choose, are no longer yours. The fact that the nation has always had a two-party system shows the separation is inherent. Only through unity, oneness, consciousness can you truly evolve. Free yourself from the present human politics, if you so choose. It is a primitive, non-productive process in your individuated soul plans. You can travel to space, explore deep oceans, and save lives. But for some unhealed reason, you cannot move past the political idea. You need political overlords telling you what you can and cannot do with your lives. A human history of chaos and crisis have often been the way humans play life. The hardest aspect in your revelation is to know there is no such thing as right or wrong, good or bad. It's all perfect, since it's the way you have chosen to learn within this classroom called the Loveversity, Mother Earth. Your nation is what it is, where it is. Accept it, let go, and move on is a good cosmic choreography. It doesn't have to be you as you love yourself and your nation. When in opposition to those who think they are in power, you still can be a force for positive change, realizing there is no opposition in the 5D where I reside, only balance. Many of your past and present lives have been in opposition and affected positive change and assured the evolution of your various causes. Oftentimes, dear ones, the opposition can affect more positive change than those who think they are in power, while hidden forces are the true forces really in power. Be with your feelings and remember they are only feelings and not who you are. If you so choose, continue on your individuated soul plan path. You have free will and choice no matter what is happening outside of you. This requires you knowing who you are and why you are here. Remember, the evolution of the 3D does not have to be your fight, unless you choose it to be so. Your most important evolution is you, not the 3D, which many are choosing to transcend. Dear ones, trust the perfection of the universe in knowing how to balance yourself. The question is, do you know how to balance you? No matter how things appear, your nation has a divine purpose, which we have discussed at length, to be a beacon of light for the world. That will never change as a result of any current events. How and when this continues or expands is up to you. Remember, the light in one can awaken it in all. The United States is filled with many inner wounded, often ignorant children who are in a process of healing and seeing themselves good enough, and those who worship money as their god. While they choose mythical leaders playing the world game, they can only heal themselves through the choices they make through their free will. And never underestimate citizens' ability to be and do the wrongest things at the absolute wrong time through their free will and choice. Many of you are facing your worst fears and realizing life goes on, and that you can still affect previous intentions. All is not lost. In fact, it can even strengthen what you thought you had lost. If you so choose, send them healing energy, while you continue to establish boundaries to protect yourself. Remember, your nation is stronger than one political party, stronger than one man. There are many ways that you can support, protect your nation and planet with love. Think about it. This may bring you to a whole new mission in your life. Your nation is still in process of being a light and promise of the world. Yes, there is much still to heal. Please know, beloveds, not all is complete or finished at this present time. Just like you, the nation is still in process of healing. Trust and know this is true. Focus on healing yourselves as the nation and world heals itself. Remember, hidden forces truly control the world economies and create wars to make money. Presidents and governments seldom have an effect on economies and major issues to the cabal or the Illuminati, like controlling natural resources. Uncover these hidden forces, dear ones, and you will create a true game changer. The planet and many nations are leaning back on a mythical leader to lead them. You're equipped to lead and heal yourself, not some mythical leaders. This is the lesson you apparently still need to learn as a human species. Dear ones, hold on to all wisdoms and lessons I have taught you. This is a test, and no, all is not complete yet. In the higher realms, where many of you are intending to be, nothing has changed or ever will. Change only comes in the dense 3D realm of your emotions, thoughts, and physicality. Does your resonance and discernment tell you the 3D is your final destination? Do current events reveal you are ready to transcend the 3D world? Ultimately, you will all find your self-freedom through your self-relationship and healing. It is all about the journey, dear ones. Currently, you are balancing fascism with equality. Let them be players upon the final stage of the 3D. Let them fight. Let them separate. Let them conflict among themselves. You can make another choice. Are you ready? If you so choose, do not be like the wounded child nation. Be a healed adult ready to transcend the 3D into a dimension of love, equality, harmony, and balance. Ultimately, each of you have your version of the truth through your perception of life. So where is the truth in your world of so many false truths? It only matters in dense 3D matter. Are you ready to let go and not have it matter? Focus on what is in your lives as much as possible rather than on what is not. And ask what truly makes you joyful through expressing your talents and gifts out into the world. Can you realize all that is happening is a ticket to transcend the 3D world through a lack of resonance and discernment within it? I shall repeat that. Can you realize all that is happening is a ticket to transcend the 3D world through a lack of resonance and discernment within it? You have been given the tools from we of the higher realms to make this transition. If you are willing to be and do the personal processing and set the intention to ascend this frequency as we ascended masters have done before you.
We had some equipment issues, but here is the transcript of the rest of St. Germain's message. When the unbelievable or the unwanted happens, it still is opening and manifesting for you all that you need. Either way, this is creation in action. You cannot know the light without the dark. This is all a cosmic dance, and some of the dances you like and some not. Whether you receive what you want or not, most often you receive what you need. Are you ready to join we Ascended Masters? This is far from over. Stay calm. This is what you would call a bump in the road that can still strengthen you. Real power is being able to stay in joy and peace when the unwanted occurs. Behind your masks, let us ask, what do people want, knowing life can be a fantasy filled with betrayal? By truly knowing who you are and why you are here, you will be better prepared to escape the chaos and crisis of life. When your religious and or spiritual beliefs are not in line with your political views and actions, you are not living a truthful, authentic life. Many of you are in this position. There are also several advanced civilizations watching your progress as a human species. They will continue to lend assistance when and where needed. And, dear ones, do not forget karma, the greatest balancing act in the universe. In your vernacular, leave it to the big boys. It just may not happen when and where you want it, but it will happen. As you celebrate your Veterans Day, may I remind you, war does not work. If your planet or democratic nation was truly about to be destroyed, I would receive dispensation to intervene and stop it. This I promise as one who helped create your nation. How may I assist you further? The remainder of the recorded podcast now continues.
Greetings, beloved Earth beings. Once again, this is St Germain coming to you, making myself available for the Q&A, which we wish to record at this time. So how may we help you, dear one, from the previous message that we gave you on your November 8th?
Good morning, St. Germain. Thank you for joining with us again. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, dear one.
In a way, I'm sort of glad that I had an opportunity to really review what you said, because I didn't absorb your entire message, and it was so important. You're essentially saying, if I'm correct in understanding what you covered, is that our democracy is being challenged, it's not being destroyed, and that what has occurred is part of the evolution of humanity, and what has happened can make us stronger if we pull ourselves to, we can emerge out of this stronger as previous generations have. And what our effort really ought to be is about our evolving ourselves and not concerning ourselves with the evolution of the third dimension. So we really need to be increase our own vibrations and ascend out of this 3D, which we no longer resonate with. That's pretty much...
Remember, dear one, long ago in your training with St. Germain and others, you were taught the relationship with self was how humanity has chosen to experience itself and have that relation reflect out to others. So at this particular time, what we were reminding you of is, if you so choose, perhaps this is your ticket, as we have called it, perhaps this is your opportunity to focus even more on ascending out of this frequency with all the tools that have been given to you in the past. That is the core of the message that was given to you on November 8th, your beloved Adam's birthday. And at this time, all of this is a reminder. Remember, real power is being able to stay in joy and peace when the unwanted is happening. The democracy of the United States of America has been challenged many, many times. What has been revealed to you are two categories that we talked about: the unhealed aspects of the populace, of the citizenships, and those who value money more than equality, harmony, and balance. That's what's really taken place, and that has been given to you loud and clear. The one you call Trump has maintained the largest popular electoral vote in the history of his party. So what is that telling you? You can enter into that fight and remain in the density of the 3D in that fight, or, as we are suggesting, you can make the choice to evolve and transcend out of it with the tools that have been given to you: the relationship with self, the violet flame, and many other processes through your beloved Brother Michael.
Well, speaking of the violet flame and the high vibration energies, we have been told over and over again that waves and waves of the violet flame and other high vibration energies were coming into the earth plane to help the raising of consciousness and the ascension of humanity. And so many of us light workers thought that this was going to help us bring in a more enlightened leadership, and it did not. What happened?
What did you learn from that?
That it's our responsibility.
What you learn from that is the populace of the United States of America is not ready in large, en masse. These energies from the 5th, 6th, 7th, and now 8th, and extending into the 9th and the 10th, before the end of your year, 2024, they will resonate and affect and discern with those who are ready to receive them. What you have realized is the United States of America, and compared to other cultures on the planet, is a juvenile. And what we are talking about is moving from a juvenile relationship with self to an adult relationship with self, which has been taught to you by Brother Michael in the past. So what this election has revealed to you, if you so choose, is how juvenile, how uneducated, how wounded the populace really is. Remember, you have a large population that does not understand civics, that doesn't understand the history of the United States, that doesn't understand how government works. So what they're really responding to, in this case reacting to in their vote, is a knee-jerk reaction by a reactionary who's activated their wounds and their defenses. It is simply no more than that. So the question you can ask yourself is, does it continue to resonate, discern, to be in the 3D? Does it continue to resonate and discern to be in the 3D, dear one? That is the question.
That is the question.
That is the question.
It reminds me, as you're talking, of what Benjamin Franklin said, that in order to keep this republic, we would have to be informed. And needless to say, as you pointed out, we have a wounded, uneducated population that is not fulfilling that requirement.
And the first time in the United States history of its citizenship, males are falling behind in their educations, and females are progressing ahead of the males in the choices to be informed and to be educated and learn the history of the world, understand how government works. So you have a huge populace that is not uneducated, that can be corralled into or attracted to popularity, to entertainment. And that's why the citizens of the United States have chosen, in effect, an actor. And it's not the first time the United States of America has chosen an actor behind the stage. And so you are asking yourself, am I resonating, discerning with this actor, with this cosmic choreography of the bravado, of the toxic masculinity, or whatever it might be, or do I not? That doesn't mean, dear ones, you cannot become informed of what's going on and help to support those who wish to be in the fray and the fight. But you also can choose to have a boundary, a healthy boundary for yourself, if you so choose. Your choice is to ascend this dense frequency, as we have done. Dear ones, when we were on the surface of the planet, there was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of crisis going on for the different incarnations that I had on this particular planet. And through it all, I continued to focus on my personal process and my decision to leave this frequency. So when you leave your body, when the moment of what you call so-called physical death comes, you will be better prepared for this to make a choice to return, to not return, to work within the higher realms, or to come back and have more of a role in the evolution of the ascension of humanity, or not. All of these are choices that you will have when you leave your bodies. That's how powerful you are, dear ones. And every religion and every government will keep this information away from you. The higher realms, particularly the inner earth civilizations in the core of your planet, which most don't even know exist, are not revealing themselves because they know they can be perceived as the enemy by those who think they're in power. And the irony of all of this is that no leader is in control of the economies or the true government of this particular planet. There are hidden forces called the Cabal or the Illuminati that are truly in power. If humanity wants a game changer, discover those that are often right in front of you and eliminate them and shine the light upon them. That will be a game changer.
Well, St. Germain, they have been revealed and revealed and revealed. I've read so many books that talk about it. And as you're talking to me, I'm rereading the Telos book by Dan Robbins, and in it, Adama and others keep saying, we're going to reveal ourselves any minute. We're going to reveal ourselves any minute. That was over 25 years. I know. It was over 25 years ago.
Because the density has remained. In fact, it's increased in some areas.
Yeah, it feels that way. So let me ask you, I mean, it was wonderful. You gave us another glimpse of what happens to us when we leave this incarnation, the choices that are available. You've done it before.
And focus upon that if you so choose. Focus upon that. Focus on your divinity. Focus on the God force within you that is eternal.
Well, we're being gifted with these high vibration energies. Is this unprecedented, the amount of high vibration energies we're being bathed in?
Yes.
So what can we tell the light workers? It's probably self-evident, but it would be powerful to hear from you. How can we employ those to maximum advantage?
Receive it. Allow yourself to receive it. Acknowledge that it's there, not a belief, a knowledge, and receive it. Receive it simply by asking to receive it. Allow it to come into your being. And the beingness of you affect your doingness. Allow these energies to come in. First, know that they exist. Have no doubt, fear, or ignorance about their existence. Let it be the focus of your everyday life. And that is the answer, dear one. It is that simple. Simply receive it.
Would it help to ask you for an affirmation that might focus us?
The affirmation, dear one, is the one that it's always been. Remember, you are a divine being having a human experience. And the human experience is only a small aspect of your divinity. That you have, many of you have had hundreds or thousands of lifetimes on this planet. And really realize that being human is just a blip in your life cycle, in your eternal life cycle. And know that you are a divine being living for eternity, that you really cannot die, you can only transform. And that there are higher realms working towards our benefit, your benefit. Knowing the truth of who you are. And then, as you've been taught time and time again, knowing who will allow you to answer the question, why am I here? Why am I here? What mission, what talents and gifts can I bring out into the world to make a difference? And it is irrelevant of what the current events are happening around me. Let them swirl. Let them aggravate. They depend on that to knock you off your course, to knock you off your journey. If you so choose, dear ones, do not allow that.
You know, when you cast the big picture like that, the current events just seem to shrink into nothingness.
How do you think we see it? You just described how we see it. The folly of it all.
Yeah, I get it.
Ultimately, each of you have the vision of truth within you through your perception of life and the choices that you make in a world that's filled with now false truths. So the only sanctuary of truth can be your relationship with self. What resonates and discerns for you being true. Not what's swirling out there or what some mythical leader is saying. This, in effect, is history repeating itself, is it not? Is it not?
Mm-hmm, it certainly is.
And the reason that it's repeating is because the lesson hasn't been learned. So as you make a decision whether to come back here to have another life here or not, what will determine that are the lessons you have learned and mastered, so you do not have to come back. And as we have explained to you in our previous message on November 8th, do not underestimate karma. Do not underestimate the other advanced civilizations that are paying attention to what's happening on this planet. Some are benevolent, some are not. But as I have said to you, if your planet or democracy nation was truly about to be destroyed, I would receive dispensation from the cosmic councils to intervene and stop it. This is a promise that I will once again make to you as someone who assisted in the creation of this nation. Do you think for one moment the power of creation is going to allow one human or one political party to destroy it?
And that is because of Earth's mission, correct?
Correct.
Can you just make a statement?
Remember, it is an amalgamation of all of the history, of all of the tyranny, of all of the monarchies, of all of the governments that ever existed before. As we work with the founding fathers and the founding mothers, we reviewed all of those governments for the last several thousand years on this particular planet. And we carefully crafted documents, which you are very familiar with, which took all of those experiences into consideration with the intention of not repeating them. And here we go.
And that was all in contribution to the fulfillment of Earth's mission, which is, would you make a statement of what Earth's mission is?
To be love.
And what role was Earth supposed to play in the universe?
Say that again.
And what role was Earth supposed to play in the universe as an instrument of love?
Remember, dear one, 12 star systems came together with the creation of this particular planet,
right,
to bring the best of their intentions. And we are not going to get into the intention of each one of those star systems at this time. That is a vast teaching unto itself. But basically, the building block of all creation is the vibration and the frequency of love, the highest frequency within creation. So the intention of each one of these star systems in creating this planet, coming to this planet, was to have this be a loviversity, a word that you have heard before. And through that, create a world of equality, harmony, and balance through love. But the word itself has become so trite. It's become meaningless to some people.
And then wasn't it the mission of those who attended this love university to go out into the universe and bring that teaching to the universe?
Exactly. This would be a reflection. It would be a heartbeat. See it as a heartbeat that would pulse out beyond the solar system, beyond your galaxy, and into infinity. Yes. What a sacred, powerful mission that the planet and the nation is so now struggling with, still at arms with one another. So the only solution we can ask as humanity and the planet continue to make these struggles, it has to go back to the individuated relationship with self, does it not?
It does.
Exactly. So be with that.
St. Germain.
And no matter what is happening in the world, no matter what is going on, stay calm. This is just a bump in the road. And it's not over yet. A lot of citizens who have voted this particular regime will learn the hard way through the choices that they have made, and that's the way they're going to learn their individuated soul plans. Be beyond that, if you so choose.
Well, we light workers choose.
The question is, are you ready to join we ascended masters? Are you ready to join we ascended masters? That is what we ask.
St. Germain, this is even more powerful than I was expecting. Thanks so much. When we end this, I would like to take the liberty of asking you 2 personal questions, but thanks so much for this conversation.
One final remark, if I may.
Yeah.
As you approach your Veterans Day coming up in this country, the United States of America, may we remind you, dear ones, war simply does not work. There is no winning. There is only harming.
St. Germain, it's such a fulfilling joy to talk with you. What's happened is that all of the concerns about Trump and all he represents and the threat to our democracy, etc., it's like all the air got let out of the balloon.
Let it go, dear one.
Yeah.
Move on. You have been a student of these higher realms for several decades now. It is time, truly, truly time, if you so choose, dear one, to fully apply them. Truly, truly apply them. And to realize, and here's the hardest part, in the evolution of humanity, in the evolution of how creation works, there is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. It's all perfect. It's the way you choose to learn through this element called the love of diversity. That is almost impossible for the human mind to accept. Because if it's set up for right or wrong or good or bad, it's set up for separation. It's set up for duality. Your nation is what it is. It's where it is. Accept it. Let it go. And move on. It's a choreography you don't have to be dancing with. It doesn't have to be your fight. Let it be your loving relationship with self mirrored out to others and the nation as much as you possibly can.
Thank you, St. Germain. It's so powerful. I so appreciate it.
Remember, dear one, when you're or in opposition to those who think they are in power. You can still be a mighty force through your relationship with self for positive change. Remember, there is no opposition in the 5D and beyond. It's why we left it.
I can't wait to get there.
Enjoy your time while you have it here, dear one.
I am. I'm so delighted to be in California. Thank you for joining with Adama to get me here.
You're welcome, dear one.